Hi, my name is Jordan. Today, I'll be teaching you how to bake mini Oreo cheesecakes. These will, without a doubt, be a hit with all of your friends and family, and they're pretty simple to make too. You will only need about 30 minutes for preparation, and these will be out of the oven in just over 20 minutes. It's best to try to prepare these one day in advance. Here's a list of what you're going to need to gather before we can get started. You will need a total of 22 Oreos. 16 of the Oreos will be left whole, and 6 will need to be coarsely chopped. You will only need to buy one package of Oreos, since each package contains 36 Oreos. This leaves some room for you to snack if you get hungry while you're baking. Next, you'll need 450 grams of cream cheese. Allow the cream cheese to sit out for long enough so it's room temperature. Mixing will be much harder if you don't allow it to cool to room temperature first. You will also need 1/2 cup of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 2 eggs, 1/2 cup of sour cream, and 1 pinch of salt. Make sure the eggs are at room temperature and remember to lightly beat them in a separate bowl before you combine them into the mixture. For the final topping, you'll need 1 cup of cream and 16 mini Oreos. You can also sub out an already made whipped cream instead for the final topping. And lastly, you'll need a metal cupcake pan, cupcake liners, and a large mixing bowl. You'll also want to have 2 extra small bowls and a large spoon. Okay, so now we can do some prep work. First, you'll want to preheat your oven to 135 degrees Celsius. The conversion is 275 degrees Fahrenheit. Next, you're going to need to insert cupcake liners into the cupcake pan. And then lastly, you'll place 1 large Oreo in the bottom of each cupcake liner. Okay, so now we're ready to get started. We're going to start by mixing some ingredients here. First, you'll need to take 450 grams of cream cheese and beat it in a large mixing bowl until it's smooth. Remember, this cream cheese needs to be at room temperature. Next, you'll begin to gradually add 1/2 cup of sugar, and then you'll add 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Continue mixing until these ingredients are completely combined. Okay, so we're going to continue mixing ingredients here. You'll need to lightly beat 2 room temperature eggs in a separate small bowl. Add the eggs into the mixture and beat until they are fully combined. Then you'll add 1/2 cup of sour cream and 1 pinch of salt and continue mixing until all of the ingredients are fully combined. Is your arm getting tired yet? No worries, we're almost done. Now, take 6 large Oreos and use a knife to coarsely chop them into pieces. You can also put them in a bag and smush them with a meat tenderizer if you would like the Oreo pieces to be more subtle in your mixture. Also, 6 Oreos is just a recommendation. Feel free to add more as you go if you want more Oreo pieces in the mixture. After your Oreos are chopped or smushed, pour them into the mixture and mix by hand until they're evenly distributed with the other ingredients. Now, using a large spoon, scoop the mixture into each cupcake liner. You can fill each cupcake liner to near the top because they're not going to change much in size. Hopefully now your oven is preheated to 275 degrees Fahrenheit. You can go ahead and place the mini Oreo cheesecakes into the oven. Make sure that you set a timer for 22 minutes, and since every oven is going to be slightly different, check the cheesecakes at 22 minutes and make sure that they're set. If they don't seem like they're ready yet, just add some additional time and make sure that you check on them frequently. Okay, now here's something that can keep you busy while you're waiting for your mini Oreo cheesecakes to come out of the oven. This step can be completed now, or if you'd prefer, you can wait until before you're ready to serve your mini Oreo cheesecakes to complete this step. When you are ready to complete this, just go ahead and take 1 cup of cream and whip it until it holds its shape. Next, you'll want to scoop the whipped cream into a piping bag. If you don't have a piping bag, you can actually use a sandwich-sized Ziploc bag. Just scoop the whipped cream inside of the Ziploc bag, squeeze out all the excess air, and zip it closed. When you're ready to start piping, just go ahead and cut off one of the bottom tips of the corners. Make sure that you keep the whipped cream refrigerated if you're not going to use it right away. Also, feel free to use a store-bought pre-made whipped cream if there's one that you like. Beep, time is up. Now that your mini Oreo cheesecakes are done baking, take them out of the oven and allow them to cool in the pan. Next, you can take them out of the cupcake pan and just place them on another plate. You're going to want to refrigerate them for at least 4 hours, but it's best to leave them in overnight. However, if you are in a hurry, you can just place them in the freezer to try to cut down on that cooling time, but still make sure that it's at least a few hours for them to fully set. Alright, so now we're on to the final touches. Once your mini Oreo cheesecakes have cooled, you can remove them from the refrigerator. You'll want to take your piping bag or Ziploc bag that's containing the whipped cream, and you'll go ahead and pipe small swirls of whipped cream in the center of each one of your mini Oreo cheesecakes. As a final touch, place one mini Oreo on the top of the whipped cream on each cheesecake. Okay, so now you're all done. Go ahead and refrigerate any leftovers if they can make it that long. And lastly, enjoy your little piece of heaven.